Are you preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance exams? BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA, your one-stop solution for all MBA exams related questions. Watch unique strategies to ace CAT, XAT, SNAP, IIFT, TISNET, CMAT and other important MBA entrance exams. Tips and tricks to boost score, subject-wise and chapter-wise sessions, previous year's questions, exam-related update and notifications, live exam analysis and actual questions discussion. So why wait? Subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay updated.
Hi, a very good afternoon to all of you. I'm Gaurav Gupta and I welcome all of you to the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. Hello Anuja, sweetie. Good afternoon to each and every one of you. Can you please confirm if I am clearly audible and visible to all of you? Now quickly confirm if I'm audible and visible to all the students who are present in this session, and then we'll begin with this session. Hello Aditya. I hope I am audible and clearly visible to all of you. Good afternoon, Sibha. So please just quickly write yes in the chat box if I am audible and visible to all of you. Yes. Okay, sweetie, Rishabh, thank you for confirming. Great. So friends, welcome all of you to the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I am Gaurav Gupta, and here in this series of sessions that we are conducting for MAHCET MBA 2022, I welcome all of you to the next session wherein we'll be discussing some of the questions and tricks for solving the questions of abstract reasoning, and specifically this session will be based on completing the series type of questions that comes in front of us in abstract reasoning. Now all of you must be knowing that abstract reasoning is one of the most important topics as far as MAHCET MBA is concerned, and we can easily find, like if I'll go with a pattern of last year where we did not find the exact number of questions which used to come earlier. So basically this particular section is dedicated to like 25 questions are dedicated for this particular section of abstract reasoning, but last year we have seen the questions coming in the range of 20 to 25. So yes, I can say that if I'll go with the previous year pattern of MAHCET examination, then at least 20 questions will be finding from abstract reasoning, right? But the pattern of examination clearly says that there should be 25 questions from this. Okay, so that makes abstract reasoning one of the most important topics for MAHCET examination. We have 25 questions attached to this topic. Okay, now you don't need to learn any formulas, you don't need to learn any tricks and techniques to attempt the questions for this. Now all these questions are based on pure observation skills. So if your observations are up to the mark, if your observations are good, then you will be able to solve majority of the questions of this section. By majority I mean you'll be able to solve 75 to 80% questions that will come in front of you. So if out of 25 you are able to attempt 20-21 questions properly with an accuracy of 80 to 90%, then I can say that आराम से 17-18 questions तो आपके correct हो सकते हैं from abstract reasoning. All right, so let us start with this topic of abstract reasoning, completing the series. Now before I'll directly jump to the questions, okay, before that I will just look at some of the important aspects that we need to take care while solving the questions of abstract reasoning. Okay, a few important things, very basic things that we must know. Now first of all of you must be knowing the pattern in which these type of questions comes. So basically they will be giving you some figures. So the first type of question can be like completing the series. So there will be 4 or 5 figures that will be given to you, which will be forming a particular series, and then you will have to select one figure from the options that will complete this series. Okay, there are other type of questions in which you will have to find out the wrong figure. There are some questions which are based on analogies of these figures. Okay, so we have different types of questions coming from this chapter. All right, now I was talking about a few important things that we must understand, that we must know before we'll get into this particular question solving. So if I draw a square, now the positions inside the square are very important. Okay, so I'll mark some position. First of all, moving in clockwise direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there will be a certain figure that will be moving alongside this square on these numbers. So according to these numbers. So let's say one figure is given to you. Wait, I'll draw a few figures. So one figure is given to you like this. So circle is here. Circle is at position number 2. So you can start writing 1 from anywhere. So circle is at position 2. In the next figure, let's say it goes to position number 3. All right. Then in the next figure, it goes to position number 5. Then in the next figure, let's say it goes to position number 8. All right. So starting from position number 2, so starting from position number 2 in this case, it went to position number 3, then position number 5, and then position number 8. So you all will have to tell me in the next figure, this circle will move to which position? This circle will move to which position? I'll give you a few seconds. I'll give you 10 seconds to just find out this answer. Meanwhile, I'll start explaining this very slowly. Okay. Now from first figure to the second figure, there is a movement in the clockwise direction by one position. Okay, so from position number 2 it has gone to position number 3. Second position se third position pe chala gaya and it is moving in clockwise direction. Okay, then from 3 to 5, position number 3 to 5, there is a shift of 2 places. Okay, again in the clockwise direction, right? Then from 5 to 8, from 5 to 8 there is a position of, there is a shift of 3 positions again in clockwise direction. All right, now from here to here there should be a shift of 4 positions in the clockwise direction. Okay, now some of you have given the answer as 12. My dear friends, 12 is not the position that I have written, so you will have to tell me the answer in terms of the numbers that I have written. So from 8, from position number 8, if I'll shift 4 positions in the clockwise direction, so it will go to, this is 1 position, 2nd position, 3rd position and 4th position. So it will be at number 4. So that means the circle will come at this position. All right. So this is one movement that you will find in most of the questions. Okay. So there will be 8 positions which will be marked like this, and a symbol, a particular symbol will be moving along these numbers. Okay, now the other important positions are the corners of these squares. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there may be a figure that will be moving along these positions. Other positions can be, a symbol can move diagonally. So 1, 2, 3 along this diagonal. So it can go from 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, then 3 से 2 पे आ जाएगा, 2 से 1 पे आ जाएगा. तो diagonal के along move करता रहेगा. Okay, now the symbol can also move along the other diagonal, 1, 2, 3. In this position, the symbol may also move. All right. So these are certain important positions for a symbol that we might be using in some of the questions. So this was one important fact that we must know about abstract reasoning. Okay, now the second important fact that we must know is the reflection or basically mirror image or water image of any of the symbols. Okay, now what happens in mirror image and what happens in water image? Okay, now in case of mirror image, a reflection is done along the vertical axis. Generally आपने देखा ना, obviously mirror is positioned on the wall, and wall कैसे होती है, vertical होती है. I'm talking about generally. Okay, so generally mirror is placed vertically. So if I'll talk about the mirror image, so it will be a reflection along the vertical axis. Okay, so reflection along vertical axis. All right. Now, what will happen in water image? Water image, water generally ground पे ही पड़ा होता है, ठीक है? So if I look at my image in this water, or if you see the image of a tree in a river or in a pond, then there will be a reflection along the horizontal axis. So it will be reflection along horizontal axis. All right. So if I take, let's say, any symbol, if I take any symbol, let's consider B. Okay, let's consider alphabet B. So if I look at the reflection of B along the mirror, so it will become like this. Okay, B ekdam ulta ho jayega. Fine. So this is called the mirror image of B, right? Now, if I look at water image, example of water image, so let's consider A. So if I look at the water image of A, so it will become like this. All right. So mirror image and water image is again a very important thing, right? Okay. Now let's move on to the next important thing that we must take care is the rotation of symbols. Okay. So rotation can be done by an angle of 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 135 degrees. Generally ये जो angles होते हैं इन्हीं के along rotations होती हैं 45 degree, 90 degree, 135 degrees, 180 degrees and so on. So in the multiples of 45 degrees the rotation may happen. All right, fine. Now the direction in which this rotation may happen can be clockwise or anti-clockwise. Fine, it can be clockwise or anti-clockwise, right? So if I look at an arrow, so arrow is right now pointing like this. In the next figure, let's say arrow is pointing downwards. In the next figure, it is pointing towards left. In the next figure, it is pointing towards, it is pointing upwards. And in the next figure, it is pointing towards right. So in which direction will the arrow point in the next figure? In which direction will the arrow point in the next figure? Mr. Abhi Chaube, good afternoon. Okay, so all of you, please quickly give me an answer for this question. So in which direction will the arrow point? In which direction will the arrow point in the next figure? So it was pointing towards right, the first figure. Second figure, it has rotated clockwise by 90 degrees. Okay. Then in the third figure, again clockwise by 90 degrees. Fourth figure, clockwise 90 degrees. Fifth figure, clockwise 90 degrees. So in every case, the figure is rotating clockwise by 90 degrees. So in the next figure, the arrow will point downwards. Okay, so in the sixth figure, in the next figure, the arrow will point downwards. That was a very simple case. Okay, now let's look at some other cases. So let's say in the first figure, the arrow is pointing towards right. Then the arrow is pointing like this in the second figure. Then in the third figure, the arrow is pointing like this. Okay, next figure, arrow is pointing towards left. All right, then arrow is pointing upwards. Then in which direction the arrow will point in the next figure? Come on, all of you. अब कौन सी direction में arrow point करेगा? Now have to be very careful in this question. All right, Abhijit, a good way of answering this question. So all of you may answer it in the form of north, south, west, east. So if it is north, south, west and east, all of you may write your answer in the form of north, south, west, east. Come on, very good. Rutuja, you can write your answer in terms of north, south, west, east. All right. So in the first case, it is pointing towards right. In the second case, it is pointing towards southeast. So from east to southeast. there is a rotation of 45 degrees in the clockwise direction. So I'll write plus for clockwise. Okay. Next, from 2 to 3, it's a rotation of clockwise by 90 degrees. From 3 to 4, it's a rotation in clockwise direction by 45 degrees. Then from figure number 4 to figure number 5, it is by 90 degrees in clockwise direction. So you can see alternate 45-90, 45-90 is happening, and every time it is happening in clockwise direction. So for figure number 6, there should be a rotation by 45 degrees in the clockwise direction. Okay, so the next arrow should be like this, which is pointing towards northeast direction, and almost each and every one of you has given a correct answer. That is wonderful. Okay, now understand the pattern here. So we have seen a lot of questions of number and letter series. अब number letter series में किस type के logics होते थे? There were straight logics, there were increasing logics, there were alternate logics. Okay, sometimes it was plus, sometimes it was minus. So it may also happen in these questions. So what other things may happen? A 45-degree clockwise followed by 90 degrees anti-clockwise, then followed by 45 clockwise, then 90 anti-clockwise, and so on. So alternate plus minus, that means alternate clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise. This may happen. Okay, so this will basically happen like this. All right. Now Shivam, अब पता क्या है, exact angles मत find out करो. Okay, now you are saying that in the first it is 30 degrees. Okay, so Shivam, it might also be possible that it is not 30 degrees. So they'll not give you a way of measuring these angles. All right, so just understand the logic behind these questions, the way these are asked. Okay, so you cannot find the exact angles here. All right, so friends, these are some things that I have told you which we need to remember while solving the questions of abstract reasoning. All right, so let's have a look at some of the questions related to the things that I have told you. So let's start with question number 1. So in the series of questions that we'll be doing right now, in these given questions, find which one of the answer figures should come after the problem figures given if the sequence were continued. So there were some problem figures that will be given, and among the options you will have to select one answer figure that will complete the series. All right, so the first question will appear on your screen now. All of you be ready and just write the option number A, B, C or D or 1, 2, 3, 4 as your answer. Take as much less time as possible. Okay, all the best. The first question on your screen now. All right, no answers up till now. This one is an easy question. Okay, great, good. A lot of you have given same answer. Nice. Okay, so this one was easy, straightforward. And the first figure, in all the figures you have a square inside on which 4 triangles are pasted. So in the first case, 2 triangles are on the side and 1 triangle are opposite. In the next figure, all the 4 triangles, from among the 4 triangles, both the triangles are on this side and this side. Okay, so first वाली जो figure है उसमें 2 triangles एक side पे हैं and एक triangle opposite sides पे है. But in the second figure, what has happened is दोनों triangle opposite sides पे आ गए हैं. In the third triangle, a similar thing that was there in the first figure followed, which also followed in the fifth figure. So from here to here, and then from here to here the next figure will follow. So the correct answer, yes, all of you are absolutely correct. It should be option C. So yes, the correct answer is option C, and all of you have given the same answer. Wonderful. Great. So this was a pretty easy one. Let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2 on your screen now. Slightly difficult. Now understand the position thing that I've told you during like at the beginning of this lecture. All right, great. Already started getting the answers. Nice. Okay. So if I look at the movement of this symbol, then I may be able to probably shortlist some of the options, or I may be able to get the answer. Okay. So now this is half arrow. It is pointing upwards in the north direction. Then it has rotated clockwise by 90 degrees, pointing east, pointing south, pointing west, and in the next figure it is pointing north. Okay, so abhi ye upward point kar raha hai. So if I'll keep rotating this half arrow clockwise by 90 degrees, so in the next figure it should point like this. Okay, and among the answer figures there is only one figure in which this is happening, so you can select this figure as your answer. So the correct answer has to be option D. Okay, right, let's move ahead and look at the next question. Question number 3. Not an easy question to answer, so we are raising the bar gradually. I want each and every student who is attending this lecture live to at least try and solve these questions and post your answer in the chat box. Okay, so make most out of the time that you are spending in watching this lecture. Don't just watch, solve each and every question in the session. Learn something out of it. All right, Shivam, good. Any other answers? Now this one I was telling you, it's a bit tricky. Okay, now from when we are moving from one figure to another figure, when we are moving from one figure to another figure, let's say from figure number 1 to figure number 2, let me number these figures. Okay, from figure number 1 to figure number 2, when we are moving, then you can see that two of the symbols are retained. So square and equal to, these two symbols are retained, and one symbol is replaced by another symbol. Okay, fine. This is the first thing. All of you now listen to me very carefully. Okay, so two of the symbols are retained in the next figure and one symbol is changed. Okay, fine. Now from going to 2, from 2 to 3, from 2 to 3, which two symbols are retained? Which two symbols are retained? So equal to is retained. All right, and triangle is retained. Okay, so that means one of the symbols which was retained earlier, now it is lost. Okay. So in the next case, let's see which two symbols are retained. Okay. So triangle is retained and y is retained and equal to is lost. Okay. So in the next figure, we must say that y will be lost and triangle and star are retained. So as you can see, again, triangle and star are retained. So triangle is retained and star is retained. So can you tell me for the next figure, which two symbols should be retained? Which two symbols should be retained for the next figure? Come on, write it in the chat box. Which two symbols or which two figures will be retained for the next one? So triangle was already retained. Okay. Triangle was already retained earlier. So now we must lose triangle and star and T. These two figures will be retained. Absolutely correct. Wonderful. Aditya, Rishabh, Abhijit, Amrit. Wonderful. So star and T, these are the two symbols that will be retained. Okay. This is one thing. So star and T, ये देख लेते हैं. So option C is eliminated. Option D is eliminated. So I have a star and a T in option A and option B. Okay. Now have an observation. Whichever two symbols are retained from figure number 1 to figure number 2, figure first से figure 2 पे जाओ, first से second पे जाओ, जो भी दो symbols retain हुए हैं, we have interchanged their positions. Okay, so these two symbols were retained and their positions were interchanged. Okay, again in the next figure, equal to and triangle were retained and their positions were interchanged. Okay, in the next figure you can see triangle and y, these two symbols were retained and their positions were interchanged. Okay, so similarly if I am retaining star and T, so in the new figure star and T, their positions will interchange with each other. Okay, so T will come at the position of star and star will go at the position of T. Okay, so in that case, out of option A and option B, which one of these two will be correct? Certainly option A. Okay, so am I clear to each and every one of you? Most of you have given the correct answer. Option A काफी लोगों ने दिया, but there were very less number of answers, very less number of responses to this question. Please tell me, am I clear with the explanation, with the logic of this question? All right, so with this, let's move on to the next question, question number 4. All of you, it's there on your screen now. Now, slightly weird question, थोड़ा सा समझने में प्रॉब्लम आएगी इस क्वेश्चन को. All right, the new question is in front of you, and Saral sir is also here with us to probably find the answer for this one. So let's see if anyone can answer this question. All right, Rutuja, Rishabh, nice. So I think you both have identified, most of you have identified the logic of this one. Great. So Rutuja, Rishabh and Saurav and Maheshwari as well. Nice, nice going. Now I can see that two types of movements are happening here. Okay. Now one is along the boundary. So from position number 1 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this. Okay, so if I say that in the first figure there was a symbol O at position number 1, then in the next figure it was at position number 2, then position number 3, position number 4, position number 5. So there will be a symbol at position number 6 in the answer figure. Now at position number 6, I have a figure in all the 4 options. Okay, fine. Now let's move ahead and look at the second logic. Now here the movement is happening along the diagonal 1, 2, 3. So in the first figure there was a symbol at position number 1 which was overlapping with the symbol of the earlier position. Okay, then it went to, wait, I'll use a different pen. So position number 1 से position number 2 diagonally move कर रहा है, then position number 3, okay, then position number 2 and then position number 1. Okay, so if this movement will keep on happening along the diagonal, in the next figure, in the sixth figure, the answer figure, the symbol should be at position number 2 along the diagonal. So yes, we have only one option in which there is a symbol, there is a figure at position number 2. So the correct answer will be option C. Alright, so option C will be the correct answer. Great. So Rutuja, Rishabh, Saurabh, Maheshwari, Ram, Atul, Muskan, Sweetie, Kashish, all of you have given a correct answer. Okay? Alright. Next question. So question number 5 on your screen now. This one should not be difficult. Alright, already I've started getting the answers. Wonderful. Okay, now from first to second figure, the same symbol is copied, okay, here at the next position, and a new symbol comes at this position. Okay, then both the symbols are removed and are replaced by a new symbol at this position. Then the same thing happened which happened from figure 1 to figure 2. The same thing happened from figure 3 to figure 4. So this triangle is copied to the next place here and a new symbol comes here. Okay, then in the next figure the same thing happened which happened from figure number 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 से में जो हुआ था वही चीज 4 से 5 में हुआ. These both the symbols are removed. Both the symbols are removed and a new symbol came at this position. Okay, so now what should happen? This arrow will be copied to the next position. The arrow will be copied to the next position. That means at the top right corner, and a new symbol should come after this. A new symbol. So circle was already used. Circle was already used. Okay, so that means a new figure which is a box will come. So a square will come here. So out of option A and option B, we will select option B as the answer, which majority of you have selected. Okay, so option B will be the correct answer for this question. Next, move to the next question. Question number 6. Now this question should not be a very big problem to all of you. ज़्यादा मुश्किल question नहीं है. again, a little bit of observation is required here. All right, Rishabh, Saurabh, Shivam, three different answers. Interesting. I thought this one is not that difficult. You just have to see which of the symbols should be retained in the next figure and look at their movements as well. All right, so let's check it out. Now from figure number 1 to figure number 2, I can see that circle, square and triangle, these three symbols are retained and S is lost. उसकी जगह एक नया symbol आ गया equal to. The symbols which were retained, they were shifted one place, they are shifted by one place in the clockwise direction. So the symbols which are retained, they are shifted clockwise by one position and one symbol is changed. So three retain हुए हैं, एक change हुआ. जो भी retain हुए हैं उनको हमने rotate कर दिया clockwise by one position. All right. Now in the second case, which symbols are retained? Let's see. So circle is retained, box is retained, triangle is lost and equal to is retained. Okay, fine. So these three symbols are retained and then they are moved in the clockwise direction by one place. In the next figure, circle is retained, box is lost. Okay, box is lost, T is retained and equal to is also retained. Okay, fine. So we have gone from figure number 3 to figure number 4. So when we are going from figure number 3 to figure number 4, these are the three symbols that are retained. Now let's move on to from figure number 4 to figure number 5. So let's see which all are retained. So equal to is retained, S is retained, T is also retained, okay, and the circle is lost. So in the first figure, which symbol was lost? This was lost. Look at the position of this symbol. Okay, so the symbol which was at the bottom left corner, this was lost, then this was lost, then this was lost, then this one was lost. So in the next case, which symbol should be lost? Come on, write it. In the next case, for the answer figure, which symbol should be lost? So it is the equal to sign that will be lost. Okay, equal to sign that will be lost, and all the other three symbols will be retained and they will be shifted one place clockwise. So T will come here, arrow will come here, S will come here. So T, S arrow and a new symbol will come. So equal to की जगह कोई नया symbol आ जाएगा. First of all, T, S and arrow की position ये होनी चाहिए. So T, S and arrow की position A में है, but equal to should be lost. So this is not the answer. T, S and arrow are not present in option C. Not the answer. In option B, T, S and arrow are present, but a new symbol should come, not O. O was already used earlier. So this cannot be the answer. So T, S arrow, correct positions, and a new symbol C is coming, which was not used earlier. So the correct answer will be option D. Okay. Are you all clear with the explanation that I have given? I hope all of you are clear. Okay. So let's move on to next question. Question number 7. अब ये थोड़ा इजीली हो जाना चाहिए. Don't get confused in this one. Come on, friends. This one is easy. Okay. Now, in every figure, in the problem figures, we have 4 arrows which are pointing in different directions. That's it. This is the logic. So look at all the 5 figures. In all the 5 figures, in every figure we have 4 arrows and 4 of these arrows are pointing in different directions. So north, south, east and west. Okay, या फिर upward, downward, left, right. So we have upward, we have downward, we have right and we have left in the second figure as well. In the third figure we have upward, downward, left and right. Okay, in the next figure we have left, right, upward, downward. Next figure we have upward, downward, right and left. So in all the figures we have all the 4 arrows which are pointing in different directions. Okay, option A, we have 2 arrows which are pointing upwards, hence option A will be rejected. Option B, we have 2 arrows which are pointing towards right. Okay, so option B will be rejected. Okay, in the next option, option C, we have 2 arrows which are pointing towards right. Okay, so option C will also be eliminated. Okay, now the only option left is only option left is D. And in option D, yes, we have all the 4 arrows pointing in different directions. So correct answer will be option D. Okay, right? So that one was simple. Nobody was able to find the answer. Never mind. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. No problem if you're not able to get the answer for the last question. This is the new question and I am sure all of you will be able to give me an answer, a correct answer. Yes, any answer for question number 8? All right. Now, obviously, there will be a confusion between option B and option D. Now, most of you have given this as the answer, option B or option D. So let's clear out things. Now, I have drawn a grid up there with the numbers. So let's see what is the movement here. So in first figure, this arrow is at position number 5. From that, it is moving on to position number 4. So by one place, then from 4 to 2, it has moved by 2 places. Then from 2 to 7, it has moved by 3 places. Then from 7 to 3, it has moved by 4 places. So for the next case, it should move by 5 places in the anti-clockwise direction. 5 places anti-clockwise direction. So 3 position से कहां पे आ जाएगा? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will come at position number 6. So any of these two positions. Okay. So option B and option D, there will be a confusion. Okay. Now let's look at the movement of the arrow or the rotation of the arrow. In the first case, it was right hand side. Then it changed the direction, left में आ गया. Left के बाद downward and then again right. Okay, so right, left, downward, then right, left. अब कहां जाना चाहिए? Downward जाना चाहिए. Okay, so it should complete the series. Right, left, down, right, left, down. All right, so the answer figure, it should point in the downward direction. So correct answer will be option B. All right, I hope I am clear with this one, all of you. So the correct answer here will be option B. Now let's move to a different set of questions. Okay, so we have seen all the questions in which 5 or 6 figures were given, and we have to find out the next figure which will complete the series. Now let's enter into the next set of questions, but before that, I request all of you to quickly like this session if you are enjoying this one. Okay, also do comment something, share and subscribe our channel, and do press the bell icon so that you will not miss any of the notifications for the upcoming sessions that we will be planning for all of you. Okay, so please, if you haven't, do hit the like button immediately. Let's move on to the next set of questions, next type of questions. Okay, now for the next two questions, these are the directions which we'll have to follow. The direction says that the second figure in the first unit of problem figures bears a certain relationship with the first figure. So there are two units. The first unit has two figures and they are related in some manner. Similarly, one of the figures in the answer figures bears the same relationship to the first figure in the second unit of problem figures. You are therefore to locate the figure which would fit in the question mark. So analogies type of question ho gaya ye. Okay, fine. So let's have a look at this type of question. So you will understand once you will see this question. So this is the type of question that you will get, and this is same as the analogies type question. In the first set of figures, whatever relationship is there, it should follow for this one as well. Okay, and you will have to replace what will come at the place of the question mark. So question mark ko replace karna hai, and you will have to give me an answer quickly, not a difficult one. All right, Rishabh, Shivam. Any answers to this one? All right, lovely, good. Nice. So, in the problem figure, in the first unit, we'll just see which symbols are retained. So, equal to is retained and T is retained. I believe the other ones, oh no, arrow is also retained and the other two are changed. Okay, now equal to from top left corner has gone to the middle position. So in the next unit, square should come in the middle like this. Okay, in all four figures we have square in the middle, no help from here. Now let's talk about the position of T. So T has moved from bottom left to bottom right corner. So the same thing should happen with this circle. Circle should shift from bottom left to bottom right. So circle should come here. So let's look at which figures have circles as the bottom right figure. Wow, there is only one figure which has circle at its bottom rightmost position. So that will be your answer. No need to look at the shifting of arrow. Okay, we have already got the answer. So correct answer is option D. So most of you, yes, you were absolutely correct. Good. Let's move on to question number 10. Again, not a difficult figure if you'll just observe all the four options and compare them with the question figures. Yes, any answer? All right, Shreyash, Ajit, Rehan, Shivam. Nice. Yes, most of you are absolutely correct. Lovely. Now, first of all, the four figures that are present here, but in some rotated or reflected manner. So in the same case, these four figures, these four symbols which are present here, at least all of them should present in the answer figure in rotated or reflected manner. Okay, so I have this L, like inverted L, then Z type of figure, then L, and then Z type of figure. Okay, now all these four figures should present. Option B does not have those four symbols. Option C again does not have all the four symbols. Option D again does not have all the four symbols that were there in the cushion figure. So only option A has these symbols in a reflected or rotated manner. Okay, so yes, the correct answer is option A. Good, nice. Now let's move on to the next type of questions. So यहाँ पे भी similar type of question है. The second figure in the first unit of problem figures bears a certain relationship with the first figure, like happened in the previous two questions. Similarly, one of the figures in the answer figures bears the same relationship to the first figure in the second unit of problem figures. Okay, so now here you will have to select the second unit entirely. So earlier in the second unit, one of the figures was given and you have to identify the next figure. Here you will have to identify entirely the second unit. Okay, so just look at the question figure and select among A, B, C, D which answer figure bears an exactly similar relationship as that given in the question figure. All right, Rutuja. Rishabh, Anuja, Sujit, Amrit, Ajit, Shreyash. So option A and option C is what I am getting among the answers from all of you. Option C, A and option C. Majority of you are giving option A as the answer. I believe that one should be correct. Okay. Now, first of all, what has happened is this entire first figure is rotated anti-clockwise. So it became like this. Wait. So after the rotation, smallest t, then this one, and the largest t. After that, the smallest t, the first figure, the first symbol came to the third position, the second came to first position, and the third one, the largest, came to the middlemost position. Okay, so this is how their shifting has been done. So now let's rotate first of all this figure. So t, the biggest t and the smallest t. Okay, now the leftmost figure will go to the rightmost place. So the middle वाला t, जो साइज में बीच वाला t है, वो सबसे राइट में आ जाएगा. ओके, देन जो सबसे बड़ा t है वो लेफ्ट साइड में चला जाएगा, राइट, लाइक दिस, and the smallest t should come in between. So this will happen, and almost all of you would have done the same thing. So yes, the correct answer is option A. So first of all, rotation of the entire figure, and then the movement of these t's, the replacement of these t's has happened. Okay, let's move on to the next question, question number 12, and carefully attempt this one. It is easy for you to commit a mistake in this question. Amrit, wait, I'll go back to this. Oh yes, option C, the similar thing is also happening. Okay, okay. Yes, I understood what was your concern. Okay, so both of you, Swagat and Amrit, in option C, the same thing is happening. So there might be an error here. So option A, option C, both seems to be correct. Okay, so we'll just ignore this part, and because I feel that there was an error, let's move on to the next question. So both of you are absolutely correct. Swagat, Amrit, yes. Krishna, I've just repeated the last one. So you can ignore the last one because there seems to be a certain error probably in the options. All right, so any answer for this one? Okay, now in the question figure from 1 to 2, first of all look at this symbol D. Okay, now D is inverted and it went to the other part of the line. So in this D, first of all in the first figure, D का कौन सा वाला part line से attached था? The flat part. And in this figure, the curved part of D is attached. Okay, so basically this D got flipped. Similarly, on the other side of this line, it was C and it got flipped here. Okay, सो पहले अंदर की तरफ ओपन हो रहा था, अब बाहर की तरफ ओपन हो रहा है. So this is the same thing that we'll have to identify. Option A, if you look at C, it is opening outside, and again C is opening outside. So option A cannot be the answer. Okay. Next, option B, the curved part of D is attached with the line, and in the same case, again the curved part of D is attached with the line. So option B is also eliminated, right? Option C, for triangle, the line is attached with the line. The flat part of the triangle is attached with the line. Here again, the flat part of the triangle is attached with the line. Option C is also eliminated. Now look at option D. First of all, triangle is attached to the line with the vertex. It is flipped, and now the side of the triangle is attached with this line. So correct up till now. For this C, it is opening outwards, and here it is opening inwards towards the line. So both the symbols are correctly placed. So the correct answer should be option D. All right. So option D is the correct answer for 12th. And this one was not a difficult one, but some of you still have committed mistake. So please rectify your errors. Please do the observations properly and match each and everything. All right. Okay, so friends, that is all from my side for the day. If you like this lecture, please do press the like button, comment, share and subscribe our channel, and do press the bell icon so that you will not miss any of the notifications of our upcoming sessions. All right. Now, you have a chance to meet the unstoppables of CAT 2021, the toppers from the last year's CAT who have gotten admission in the top B schools of the country. So Pratmesh, Ashish Lada and Vishwanath GK, these are the three students who have achieved their dreams in the last year's CAT. In case any one of you would like to join our CAT 2022 comprehensive program, you can enroll in this batch. All the details are mentioned on the screen about this particular batch. You can follow us on Instagram. You can subscribe our YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. Press the bell icon, like our Facebook page, join our Telegram group, and download our app from the Google Play. Thank you very much for all of you. Thank you for being a part of this session. We'll come back again with one such session for all of you. All the very best.